Hello everyone. In a recent video, I showed you some of my vintage tools and explained why I like to use them, especially this brand here, Plum, or as I've learned some people call it, Plome. And I recently got some more old tools, and I'm going to show you those and clean them up a bit. So let's get to it. So first I want to show you this one. This is actually one that my father found and gave to me. This is a Ford wrench. It says USA here. And I had another wrench that I believe I showed in my last video that was very similar to this. Had a similar curved handle with an open end on one end and then a closed end on the other end. Unfortunately, before I made this video, I ended up giving that wrench to somebody because I found out what it's used for, and this wrench is made for the same purpose. So this wrench is for a 1940s era Ford, and this end is used for the spark plugs, and this end is used for the head bolts. So on those flathead Ford engines, this would fit over the head bolts and you could remove them or put them in. And then the way that this side is shaped, where it kind of dips down like this is a little rounded right here. It would fit down in the pocket where the spark plug would sit down in the head, and you could remove them that way. And that's why this wrench is shaped like this, and why this side is beveled like this. And yeah, it's really cool. Anyway, the other wrench that I had was for the same thing. However, it was for a Model A or a Model T Ford, and I have a friend that has a Model T, and so I gave it to him because he'll get more use out of it and probably appreciates it a little bit more than me. But now I figure this is an excuse to get a 1940s Ford. So these are three Proto Wrenches, early Proto Wrenches that I found, and these are sizes that I don't have yet, so I was super excited about that. This one is a 5/8. This one I can't quite tell, but I want to say that's a 5/16, and I'll clean that up in a bit and we'll look. And this one, I love these wrenches. It's a closed end on both ends, 9/16 on this side, 1/2 inch on this side. And I love these wrenches because for classic American vehicles, that's going to do probably 70% of the nuts and bolts on that classic vehicle. And I actually have a few of them. So I have this one that I just got. Here is a Plum one. You'll notice it's the 9/16 and 1/2 inch still. However, the Plum one is a lot shorter, so this Proto one will give you a bit more leverage. Also, I have this one, this Craftsman one, same thing, 9/16 1/2 inch, and it's actually just a hair longer than this Proto one as well. But like I said, I love these with the 1/2 inch and the 9/16. They are extremely useful. Now this one is a 5/8 on one end and 11/16 on the other. This is another great one for working on older vehicles, older American vehicles. And it has these offsets here that make it really good for kind of getting down in things. Yeah, these double box end wrenches, they're extremely useful. This one I can't quite tell. It says forged steel on this side. It says made in USA on this side, but I can't quite read the brand, so we'll clean this one up and see if we can see who made this one. I don't really think this one is particularly old, but it will definitely be useful. Now this is one of the coolest wrenches that I think I've found. Let's see if it'll focus on that. This is a SnapOn wrench. Again, I don't know that this one's particularly old, but it's a 1/4 inch on one side and 15/64 on this side over here. I don't know that I've ever used anything that's that size, but I just thought that was super cool, and it's a super little itty bitty wrench. Maybe it'll come in handy. I wonder, actually, 15/64 wonder what size that is in millimeters. That is about 6 millimeters right there. So that actually might work for the nozzle on my 3D printer, or something similar. 6 millimeter. Yeah, I think so. But that's it's a really cool little wrench. This is one that I'm kind of excited about. Little oil can. I don't actually have one like this, and so when I saw this I was like, man, that is cool. It's definitely very dirty, but we'll get that cleaned up and see if I can open it and see if we can put some oil in it and get it to work. Now this is something that I'm pretty excited about too. Now you can find these hand drills around. They're pretty common anyway, at least where I live. Not too terribly obscure that. But these are a little bit harder to find. So this wooden box, there was a label here, but it's missing. This is a set of drill bits for one of these hand drills. And it even still has this label on here with this guarantee on here. Now I think that is just super cool. I don't know what age these bits are. Maybe they're not as old as I'm thinking, but to come in a wooden box like this and come with these sort of springs and stuff, I would have to guess maybe 20s or 30s. If somebody knows more about this sort of thing, let me know. This is the first sort of set that I've ever dealt with, or first set that I've ever seen in person, actually, that's complete like this. I've seen just single drill bits kicking around. They're usually pretty rusty and such. But yeah, I'm gonna get these sharpened up as well, and maybe we'll mess around with it. I've got some woodworking projects that I'm gonna be working on, and maybe I'll use this just because I can. This hand drill here, it's pretty rusty, and I think it's the chuck is frozen up, so this will need a little bit of work before it's usable. But anyway, I just thought this drill bit set was super cool. Alright, I'm going to start by cleaning up this guy. I'm just going to brush it up with a wire brush and see if I can knock most of this rust off of here. So it looks like the brand of this is VLCHECK. VLCHEK, VLCHECK. Made in USA. I don't think I've heard of that brand before. If you know any history on that company, put some stuff down in the comments, let me know. I like to learn the history of these things. Alright, that one cleaned up pretty good. I'm gonna scrub up this little Proto one next. Alright, I don't know how easy that's going to be seen on camera, but I was right, that is a 5/16. Now this handle is pretty chewed up. That rust really attacked this guy. However, the jaws on the open end look like they're still in really good condition. The box end looks a little chewed up, but still usable. So that's definitely going to be one that I'm going to use until I can find a different one. That's a good one. Go ahead and clean these two up as well. Alright, that one actually, that cleaned up pretty good with just the wire brush. This one will too. Yeah, not bad, not bad. Now this one has a really cool patina on it. It's a little dirty. I'm going to hit it a little bit, but I don't want to be super aggressive on it. Alright, yeah. Not too bad. So these three over here, they cleaned up pretty well with just the wire brush. I think they're good. These two, they still have... They cleaned up enough that I could read them a bit better, but I think I'm also going to soak these in some vinegar to eat away the rust a bit, and then I'll neutralize the acid with some baking soda and scrub them up again, make them nice and clean. I am going to go ahead and save the oil can and working on this hand drill and these drill bits for a separate video. I have plenty other videos in the works. I'm like halfway through 3 or 4 different videos right now. You can see some motorcycle parts back here. I've been working on a motorcycle that's coming up. Also have a video working on my BMW, video working on my F-150, and more footage of the GMC pickup truck that I already have videos up for. There's a link to a Discord group down in the description. You should join that, and we can talk about tools or cars or send memes or whatever. And thanks for watching, and well, I guess I'll see you in the next one then.